Hey guys, welcome everybody to day 32 of the trading marathon here on this channel. My name is Daniel, and today's video will be a practice lesson for the WXYXZ, so the 333 pattern. And first of all, we are going over a graph that I've prepared for you to refresh the knowledge that we have discussed in previous videos, and then we're going on the chart to actually search and point out a 333 pattern in the elite wave context. Well, so let's first of all start on the graph. And well, I need to make a comment here. Since I'm preparing these graphs with AI, only the left one turned out to be truthful, and the right one, I don't even know what the AI tried to show on the right one. It's more looking like a WXY, but definitely not like a WXYXZ. So ignore the bearish version, the right one is incorrect. I'll place myself simply over it so that it doesn't get confusing. So we are concentrating and we are pointing out the pattern that you can see on the left hand side, okay, which consists out of a wave W, X, Y, X and Z, which is basically very similar to the WXY which we discussed in yesterday's video, just that there are two more corrective waves after the WXY, which makes it a WXYXZ. You can previously, like before it's actually playing out, never know which of those it's gonna be, but the normal flat pattern is more likely to happen, and the 333 is more likely, like not even more likely, but when the 333 shows up, it's most often or most commonly in a wave 4, okay, not very often in a wave 2, we don't see that very often, but in a wave 4 it is the most common place to be for a 333, or even a B wave is also not unlikely. But yeah, it actually consists out of 5 sideways going overlapping waves, which are overall all corrective themselves. And let's have a look at the Ethereum 2-hour time frame at the live chart. And well, first of all, I want to point out very nicely that our small green ABC, which we predicted 2 days ago, played out perfectly well within this bigger WXY, which I'm showing you already for, you know, like multiple videos here. Like I'm tracking this already since weeks, you know, it's like corrective waves in all directions and all the way sideways in 3 overall bigger corrective waves, but each of them can even be a corrective wave themselves, so it's a bit confusing. But here in this case we spotted and predicted this green ABC even with the overshooting B wave, though right now I anticipate the top of this small ABC coming, then a rejection in the X wave, and then another 3 wave move to the upside in this Y wave. I mark it for you, or I pointed out in green, so that we overall can finish and complete this larger wave 4 in a WXY, which will then give us one last crash towards the upside here in this target region. And from there we can establish a bottom. So that's the theory, and right now it's looking very well for it to play out, so we will see. But that's not what we are discussing in today's video. In today's video we are discussing a WXYXZ, and there is actually a perfect example just here on the left hand side, where you can see with W, X, Y, X and Z, all of them are corrective, all of them are going in a choppy fashion, and all of them are overlapping. I can even, you know, like you see the ABC very clearly here in this Y wave, you see the ABC very clearly here in this X wave, you can see the ABC very clearly here in this Z wave even, I also pointed out in green. You can also see the 3 wave move in the first X wave very clearly. I mean, depending if we marked high here or here, but it was a clear 3 wave move in any way. And if we zoom in, I mean, that kinda had the chance to be a leading diagonal, but it got overruled. So we need to count it as a 3 wave move here as well. So that's basically a textbook example for a WXYXZ, okay? It's very time consuming, very long, very slowly, very choppy. All of them are 3 wave moves, and it's a corrective move. So basically if we see an impulse and then a WXYXZ, there will be another impulse in the direction of the trend, which is here in this example towards the downside. And since we know that there is going to be another impulse towards the downside, you know, based on the analysis that we made the analysis, there is an impulse towards the downside, a WXYXZ, So there must be another impulse towards the downside. That's why we are tracking this 5-wave move here towards the downside. And that's why you can see we already completed wave 1, 2, 3. That's why we expect a long and time consuming wave 4 here in this WXY, and then another 5th wave to complete the impulse that we are tracking here after the WXYXZ. So now you already know this, how this all comes together and how this makes sense, right? So we don't even know if it specifically was a B wave or a wave 4. We just know there was an impulse towards the downside, the WXYXZ. We could even easily predict the target region for that, like point out our shorts. We see an impulse to the downside forming a correction in wave 2. So another short region, and then a 3rd wave playing out. So then, it's an easy thing to measure the time and the price targets for the wave 4, which is approximately there. And then once you see the first ABC, you can already guess it will transform into a WXY on a longer time scale. So that's, now we are already getting to the point where you should clearly understand why this makes sense if you have the knowledge all combined together. If you know only one pattern, you can do nothing. But if you know all of the rules, all of the pattern, and you see how it's developing and what you can expect, you can track basically every single move. And even if it will be impulsively or if it will be correctively, since you just need to follow the trend on the depending time frame. In this for example, specific example, you just know there will be a correction to the upside. Okay, you see the first move, you can predict, okay, there will be a 3-wave move down. You see ABC, boom, you long again. See another impulse, then you say, it doesn't look done, probably another correction down, which happened. Boom, another impulse, then you go short here. Then you see only a 3-wave move coming down. I think, possibly I'm gonna close my short here. Bam, another 3-wave move up. Then you say, now it looks like a WXY. WXYXZ, this is what's happening. Short, bam. So you get the concept, right? And yes, it's a very pretty example for what we are going over today. So I hope you appreciate the information. I hope you like the content, guys. If that's the case, leave a like down the video and a comment to support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and we see each other in the next video tomorrow. Until then, stay hard. Ciao, ciao.